What's up everybody, Jesse here from SpartanStrings, and today we're bringing you another awesome review of the Element Onset. We know you guys have been waiting for this, so let's go right to it. So to begin this review, we're going to start with the aesthetics of the head. So to start, we're going to talk about the face shape and just my opinion overall. It kind of has an optic U face shape, if you guys have ever seen that head. It has a nice gradual flare going up the head, so it's nice and steady, and you can kind of do any pocket that you'd like into this. So let's go on to the scoop now. It's very round, similar to the String King heads, which I personally love because they scoop so smoothly on the ground, and that's what this head is going to do. Too many heads nowadays are having pointed scoops, and it just gets caught in the grass. Unless you're on turf, it's just way too hard to pick up a ground ball. And we know ground balls win games, so it's very important to have a very good scoop. Now moving on to the sidewall structure. So the biggest thing that you're going to notice when picking up the Element Onset is the offset on the head. It's extremely aggressive and it goes very far down, uncomparable to any other head. So the point of having this much of aggressive offset is so that way when you're cradling, the ball has more momentum and more force going against it. That way, when it's compared to where the shaft is, the point of rotation, the ball has a harder time of coming out. That's the point of the offset, so it makes it harder for the ball to come out. Therefore, you hold on to the ball longer and don't lose it. And not losing the ball means you have more possessions. More possessions means you win games. Yeah. Now, the only downside, in my opinion, of this offset is that it kind of delays the release. Now, obviously that's depending on the stringing and how much whip you're using and also your form, but what I found comparing it to other heads is that I can feel where the shaft would be if it kept going, and that's where I want it to release right here, but then it's delayed like an inch back, so when I follow through, it's almost as if I'm going to throw and it's coming out an inch or two late. So maybe you guys can fix that by adding a little bit more whip, but that's for you to decide. Today's the National Do Something Outside and Make Loud Noises Day, so we're just gonna ignore it, all right? Thank you. Now, if you're a player trying to step up your ball carrying game, this could be the head for you. So overall, this head has 15 sidewall holes, 2 bottom string holes, which is different than most heads, and 6 top string holes. So personally, I strung a mid-low pocket in this just because right where the offset goes is where the ball is naturally wanting to sit, so that's where the pocket should go. It was fairly easy to string up, and I think this is gonna be a great string up for most people because there aren't too many sidewall holes, because then people get confused on patterns and stuff. So this is gonna keep it nice and simple and perfect for all stringers out there. The Onset head is extremely durable, as you feel right out of the package, and has a very stiff scoop, so it's not gonna bend too much when you're shooting, and it also has a nice stiff face shape, which is very important for head not to warp. The only issue that I see happening is right here in this big hole. I can see maybe something cracking along the lines right here, just because it's a very vulnerable spot. So keep an eye out for that, and only time will tell. The material this head is made out of feels very durable, so I don't think it'll be breaking that easy. Now moving on to the front of the throat. It's very bulky, but it is gonna add a lot of durability and help to your grip when you're cradling one-handed. It kind of locks in your hand, so it has a nice fit. Now moving on to the back of the throat. There are 2 holes next to each other, to the left and the right. Rather than up and down, they're next to each other. This is a great new feature in this head that no other head on the market has, so it's gonna stand out from all competition. The reason of having 2 holes next to each other going diagonally into the shaft is to limit all head rattle that's gonna happen with a normal shaft. A lot of people were skeptical about this because they thought that the 2 screws were gonna come and cross and hit, but it's actually gonna fit perfect if you use the screws that any lacrosse shaft comes with. So another great feature of this head is that the weight is not heavy at all. It's a fairly light head that's gonna be very balanced on any shaft, and that's because they didn't have to add on bulky plastic to make the head stiffer. It's all about the structure of the head that makes it stiff. So the material is nice and strong and light all at once, so it's a very durable yet light head. So we're gonna jump into some shooting right now. I'm gonna show you what I can do with this thing. I'm gonna rip some corners. All right guys, before we get into shooting, I gotta introduce you to our 2 new members of SpartanStrings. You guys have been waiting for this for a long time. Meet Billy Bob. This is Billy, and this is Bob. These are gonna be our goaltenders for today. Come on, Bob. Oh, my bad, Billy. I get him confused sometimes. All right guys, that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this review. So if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We got new videos coming out every week. Stay tuned guys. Have a good one.